Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Net runners are at it again, poking holes in the power grid.
Hello everyone and thank you for watching. I'm gonna start by saying that the game is 100 gigs big and I get it's a big game, such a game will obviously be complex. I'm gonna show you in this clip a few issues that I have and some other aspects which weren't as obvious to me, and I will also show you some problems I got with the game so you have a clear idea about it. First, I gotta say the game is really fun, it really is, but it also has some issues. Let me give you some first tips, something that I also encountered in the game. First, it will be difficult for you to choose a weapon because the menu is really complex. I had some issues here and couldn't figure out how to add my weapon. Once you find out, it's gonna be really simple, but it's not as intuitive. So you have to access your menu, then go to inventory, choose a slot on the left, and then add the weapon from the right onto the slot on the left. Then you can access the weapon by pressing triangle, and this is how you cycle through each one of your weapons. It's simple, right? But I bet most of the people will have issues with this the first time. Second tip, this would be to just loot everything that you have because it will be useful later, and you can either sell them for money or deconstruct them and have crafting materials available that you can also use later. So don't worry, the police won't be on your tail if you loot. You can loot basically everything. However, if you steal a car or beat someone up in public, the police will be quickly on your tail and you will get in some kind of trouble from either the police or from different groups or different gangs. But you can outrun them quite easily from my experience, so don't worry too much about that. If you're playing on normal or easy difficulty, you won't have a really big problem with this. For the deconstructing part, it's recommended that you deconstruct the white and green weapons or clothes that you have and keep the ones that are purple or blue because they are much more powerful. For the foods and similar stuff looted, it's best you opt for the deconstructing part rather than selling them because the deconstructed parts worth more and they're gonna bring you much more money in this case. Another info that's useful has to do with the menu. So on your character tab you have attribute points and perk points. Attribute points are more important as they offer certain percentages for lots of details. For example, you have cool here, which increases critical damage, ult resistance, stealth damage, monowire damage, and reduces speed of detection, so one upgrade here will influence lots of characteristics. With the perk points you can unlock new skills for each attribute category, and each individual skill also has its own level, which depends on the whole attribute points level you've added to that skill tree, I mean to the cool body and etc. So basically, to level up the perks you first need to level up the attributes, then these attributes points once allocated cannot be taken back, so I recommend reading first what perks are available for each attribute region and choose based on this. One other aspect here has to do with the complex menu that the game has, and this is upgrades. You can upgrade weapons basically an infinite number of times and leveling it up as you progress through the game. This means again that looting is the most important part within the game. One issue, and this is a feature, it's not a bug, but it's something that I encountered in the game, is the fact that you cannot run and reload. So at least in the beginning maybe there are some attributes that you can unlock further down the line, but at least in the beginning you cannot run and reload, and I had some issues here when fighting Simon Royce Randall because he's really powerful. You cannot fight him hand by hand, so I always had to run and I always did the mistake of reloading while running. He caught up to me and I got a lot of damage because of this. Now this is for people streaming who want to avoid copyright. There is an option which I'm gonna show you now, in which you can disable the copyright music, and only the music that CD Projekt Red owns will be shown during gameplay, and this feels like a really great feature, to be honest, so you don't need to completely switch up the music while doing lives or streaming or just recording some videos. You can only switch off this, and in the car you won't have any copyright music. Now we're gonna move on to the unpleasant part of the game, and to be honest, the bugs in my case outnumbered the good vibes that I got from the game. I'm gonna be showing you next some bugs I saw in the game. Basically on every play I had at least one of these issues. I'm playing it on a PS4 Pro, and from what I could understand there are more bugs for consoles than for the PC version. You will see lots of bugs with enemies just stuck in the air or in different poses. So I saw an object just floating around once I got stuck in a wall and couldn't move around, and enemies were just shooting me no problem. The game also crashed for me one time. Once when going down with the elevator I got stuck on top of it. I couldn't continue the mission and had to reload again the last saved game. So as you can see, it's full of bugs, or at least for me it was, but I bet everyone had at least one of these. So to sum it all up, the game is interesting, the graphics are good, the music is awesome, the story is also good. The downside is that it's really complex, it has a really complex menu, but this depends on each one, so I wouldn't see it as a completely downside. However, the truly big problem here is the bugs, which are really a lot, and sometimes they interfere with the gameplay experience. I won't say for now if the game deserves the full price or not, because I need to play another 30 or 40 hours to be able to tell this. However, from my experience, I have to say that the game has a good potential of being an awesome game. For now, it's just a good game, and if the bugs are fixed, it's truly gonna be magnificent. Alright everyone, these are all the tips and the information I had so far about the game. Hope it was useful to you guys. If it was, please don't forget to like the video. Also subscribe my channel because I'm gonna do similar videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Net runners are at it again, poking holes in the power grid. While over in Westbrook, trauma teams scraping cyber psycho victims off the pavement. And in Pacifica, well, Pacifica is still Pacifica. This has been your man, Stan. Join me for another day in our city of dreams.